Hey guys, this is Not Lammers Invoked 101. I'm recording this the same day as the live Twin 1, so I still can't really hear out of my left ear. This is just here because I want Gem Tech to sponsor me, so I put this here. JK, but no, not really. Real Talk Brandon messaged me. Anyways, today we're going to be taking a look at Drytron. I put this together originally for Mio. This is, and I still call this her deck. I still say she's the Drytron player. Yeah, actually, it was able to pick this deck together pretty quickly, and I kind of forgot that I had it in a weird way, even though, like, me and my boys have a group chat, specifically for all of us that play Drytron. Like, yeah, I kind of just put it away, because then I have one locals playing the deck that I have been playing for, like, the past, like, year. But yeah, before we get too deep into this, in the description, if you feel like supporting the channel, there's merch links, and there's also links to get our stickers. Our new Speedroid merch has dropped officially, that's out now, and there's also the Discord link where we're talking about doing tournaments with prizes, including merch prizes. So if you feel like doing that, let me know down below. Anyways, we're gonna set the extra deck spells and traps off to the side, and we do have a side deck for this because I did play this in a tournament and I just never took the side deck out. So getting right into it, we are playing 3 Alpha Thuban. So each of the Drytrons has a pretty unique effect comparatively to it. All of them tribute either a Drytron or a ritual monster to do a thing. And that's all one effect that activates either in the hand or graveyard. So, so for Thuban, his effect is, oh yeah, and then they all lock you out of special summoning monsters that can be normal summoned. So that's pretty cool. It says cannot be normal summoned or set. All of them do that. You must be special summoned by the effect of a Drytron card. All of them have that. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set the turn you activate this effect. You can only activate, all of them have that, and then you can only activate the effect of Alpha Thuban once per turn. And all of them have that except their own names. And all of them do the thing where they tribute a thing, where they tribute one to special itself from hand or graveyard, and then continue to do a thing. So for him, he searches a ritual monster, which is very useful. So I'm not really going to repeat most of the effect because all of them do the same thing. Instead, I'm going to say what they tribute a thing, and then what they do. So next up, we have the other best one, which is Zeta. Zeta Aldiba. Zeta, we have Zeta. And he tributes a ritual or Drytron to special himself from hand or grave and add a ritual spell from deck, which is pretty good. Pretty useful guy. Next up, 2 Gamma, and he tributes a ritual or Drytron from hand or field to special summon himself from hand or grave to special summon a Drytron monster from grave, which is pretty good. You can also special summon, so like if you have Alpha on field and he tributes it, you can special summon it because it tributes his cost, which is very nice. Next up, we have probably the worst one, which is Delta. And Delta's effect is that he tributes, and then he specials, and then you reveal a ritual monster or spell in your hand to draw 1 card. So pretty nice. But that's it for the Drytron stuff. I believe 10 Drytrons. That's what everyone has played for like ever. The ratios generally stay the same between them. Sometimes Gamma is a 3 of and Delta is a 1 of. But I like being able to side out 1 Delta and still be like okay. So that's it for the Drytron monsters. For auxiliary stuff, this is a card I didn't think I'd have already. 3 Diviner of the Herald. With how much this card was, I did not think I would have this already, but Mio actually ended up pulling one at the locals I played this at. So I was running this with 1 Diviner, and I left the locals with 2 more. But anyway, Diviner of the Herald is kind of insane. It is a level 2 tuner. And it has the effect of, if this card is normal or specialed, you can send 1 fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to graveyard. And if you do, increase this card's level by the sent monster's level until the end of this turn. If this card is tributed, you can special summon a level 2 or lower fairy from your hand or deck, except Diviner. You can only use each effect of Diviner once per turn. So basically, it searches Benton. in a really roundabout way, it searches Benton, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Or it pops a card, which is also nice, but it becomes a level 6, which is really good. Next up, we are playing 3 Herald of the Orange Light. Shout out Gara for hooking me up with 2 more rares or 1 more rare, whatever I was missing, whatever amount I was missing, he hooked me up and completed the set. So that was really cool. I'm playing 3 orange and 1 green because spell cards are really prevalent. So green does a lot in a sense. But yeah, playing 1 of that, and then 1 Ava and 1 Lancia. So if you don't know what green light does, it negates spells. It is the same thing as orange light, where it negates monster effects by discarding another fairy in itself. This does it for spells. Ava, if it's sent to graveyard by card effect, you get to banish up to 2 fairies, add 2 level 2 or lower fairies with different names from your deck to your hand. Usually we're sending this off of Lady B, and then, you know, Lancia. Next up, another card we send off of Lady B is Ariel, and this is it for the normal effect monsters. After this, it's all ritual monsters. So the reason we're playing Ariel is because Lady B is a quick effect, so we can send this to banish 3 cards from our opponent's graveyard. Really cool, neat little tech, something that me and Gara figured out why we were playtesting this when I only had 1 Diviner. But yeah. So after this, it's all rituals. Before I talk about the Cyber Angel stuff I'm playing, we will mention that I am playing Herald of Ultimateness, Megalith Full, and then we'll talk about the Cyber Angel. So we're playing these 2. This is part of my like 8 negate combo that this deck puts out as its end board. It's kind of disgusting, and it only really loses to Dark Ruler No More. Like, that's really the only thing that shuts off this deck, which is kind of crazy, but it also kind of sucks because this deck doesn't play through Dark Ruler No More. But yeah, Ultimateness, discard a fairy to negate basically anything, and that's not a once per turn. And Megalith Full on Ritual Summon gets to target a ritual monster in your graveyard. Its level becomes that targeted monster's level, and then you add that card to your hand. So this lets you recycle Benton. And then for our Cyber Angels, speaking of Benton, finally there it is. Of course, this searches any fairy, any light fairy, so it searches this, it searches Diviner, it searches everything. Then we're playing 1 Natasha, which we use to banish the Benton, to steal an opponent's monster, and then also gain life points off of. And now we're also playing 1 Ida-10. Now, Ida-10 doesn't normally come up, but it is a level 6 that recycles the ritual spell. Because on Ritual Summon, you can target a ritual spell in your graveyard, or add 1 ritual spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So, and then if it's tributed, you can make all ritual monsters gain 1,000 attack, which doesn't come up a lot, but it is another not one drop, but you only have to sack 1 Drytron off of it to ritual summon it. And it's a level 6, so you can make Benton off of it. And it recycles the ritual spell, which is really good, so you don't have to waste your ritual spells recycling itself. That's it for main deck monsters. No Ash, this is exactly how we built it. This is how I'm playing it. It's kind of odd, and it plays really weird too. But anyways, for spell cards, starting with Drytron stuff, Double Fafnir. This is a magical meltdown for ritual spells, but it also, on activation, searches a Drytron spell. And the cards it can search include Drytron, Meteonis Drytron, which is the ritual spell. You must sack light machines whose attack equal or exceed the monster you're trying to ritual summon, and that can sack from field or hand. And then it also can target is it a Drytron? Yeah, target a Drytron you control, it loses exactly 1,000 attack, and then you can add it to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn, but if you can keep activating it, you can ritual summon as much as you can, as long as you can keep getting it in your hand, which is really nice. So I've activated 4 of these in a turn, because you can open both, activate both, add 1 back by itself, and add 1 back with Ida-10. So you can, that's as many as I've gotten off with it, but I'm certain there's a build that gets you more. After that, we were playing 3 Drytron Nova. Much like Evil Twins from the same set, this deck also got an E-Telly. Not a quick play, but still an E-Telly. So the only deck that didn't get one was Magistus, and I'm still upset about it. Drytron Nova simply says, special summon a Drytron monster from your deck, but destroy it during the end phase. You can only activate 1 Nova per turn. You cannot special summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal summoned / set the turn you activate this card. So there you go. It has the same Drytron restriction on it, and it's a E-Telly. Then I'm playing 3 Cyber Emergency, because all of this Drytrons cannot be normal summoned, so they are perfect cyber emergency targets. And then we are playing 3 Dark Ruler No More, of course, because the mirror match. This is like one of the best decks out there right now, so, and this shuts it off. Then we're playing 3 Jack in the Hand. Speaking of the mirror match, this card is terrible in it. Jack in the Hand makes you reveal 3 level 1 monsters from your deck. Your opponent picks one and adds it to their hand. You pick one and add it to your hand, and the third one gets shoved back into your deck. So it's really cool for searching Drytron stuff, but in the mirror match, you just give your opponent a free extender that they no longer have to search. And if you reveal the alpha, they're always going to take the alpha from you. And they do have to have different names. Lastly, for the one-ofs, 1 Called by the Grave, because why not? And our only trap, Imperial Order. This is really cool because you send it with Beatrice, and then you set it again with Griffin. So, really cool tech that me and Gara added to the deck when we were testing it. That is it for the main deck. So moving into the extra deck, we have 1 Drytron Moon Beta Fafnir. I know some people play 2. I do have a second one. I just haven't put it in yet, mainly because I don't know what to switch for it. So I'm playing 1 for now. 1 Lady B to get, oh, I should probably explain what this does and why this is like the most amazing thing ever. I'm gonna put it over here so it's not under my face cam. So Moon Beta Fafnir, what its effect is, it takes 2+ level 1 monsters, and it says when you ritual summon, you can detach a material from this card as one of the required materials to ritual summon. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn, which, of Moon Beta Fafnir once per turn, which, that first part where you can detach from it to ritual, that doesn't, like, that's not once per turn. Like, this is amazing. And then it's other effects, which I've personally never really used. It says, if this card is XZ summoned, you can send 1 Drytron card from your deck to the graveyard. That I have used. I just always forget it's on there. That is amazing because it dumps any Drytron. It lets you combo if you bricked, sends alpha, sends gamma, sends whoever. And then its other effect is, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card where you control a machine ritual, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation if you do destroy it. Like, yeah, it's a negate, but at the same time, you're never gonna have a machine ritual while this is on the field. Then, like I said, played 1 Lady B because you make a lot of level 6s, and this is a really cool card to tech in. And then we played the Zeus package. 1 Assembled Nightingale, 1 Downer Magician, 1 Zeus. This is pretty standard in Drytron. This is kind of what we were doing beforehand. Then for our fairies, we played Herald of the Arclight and 1 Natis. These are to send off Diviner, mainly because this searches Benton. So Diviner sends this, becomes level 6. You summon Megalith Full, overlay for Beatrice, and this searches Benton in the meantime. Or it searches, either searches Benton or it searches Megalith Full to recycle the Benton. And then for our links, I played 1 Link Kuriboh because Link Kuriboh recycles itself by special summoning itself, and it also is just a really neat thing to do. Like, because you can just link away a Drytron to get this and then continue to do your plays by putting more stuff in the main monster zone. Like, I've made this simply just to make Appaloosa. 1 IP, I don't really use this, but I know Gara summons this a lot. 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Unicorn. I made these a couple times, but not really enough to matter. 1 Griffin, I made this probably 3 times total out of a locals and some testing, out of 3 matches testing, so it's all right. 1 Boral Sword, I made this a couple times. 1 Appaloosa, I made this a lot. This deck probably summons Appaloosa the most out of any of the decks that I've ever played, and ending Appaloosa plus Herald, whatever your hand is, +4 is your negate count. It's insane. It really is. And then 1 Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is all right. This could be played in the Evil Twin deck because Evil Twins can actually use this. But yeah, it's not something that is like mandatory for the deck. I would say if you don't have this, you could easily play something like Moon Beta Fafnir over this. This is simply just a piece of spot removal to get rid of Dragoon, essentially, when you've already baited the first negate. But that is it for the main and extra. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I do have a side deck for this, and that is simply some pretty good stuff. Let's show that off real quick. So I was playing double Twin Twisters, and there was a Harpies, but I swapped it. So 3 Twin Twisters in the extra, and then 1 Red Reboot. I'm not really going to talk about these too much. 3 Denko for the trap matchup. There's a lot of trap decks at our locals, from Unchained to Guru to Eldritch. It's me, and and Prank Kids. There's a Prank Kids player that plays a lot of traps, so we played Denko. Oh, also, Mio plays Madolches, and her traps are really annoying to play into. Then we also played, there's 2 Red Reboots in this side deck. That wasn't there when I first built it. 1 DD Ground, 1 Vanity's Ruler, which came up against, I felt really bad. He was playing Thunder Dragons, and I summoned this against him, and I also opened Lancia in game 2. That was really unfortunate. But yeah, 1 Ruler and Triple Crow. There was some other stuff in this side deck at some point, but 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, there's 3 other cards in here at some point, but I don't know what they were. I think they were Kaijus. Actually, they weren't Kaijus. They couldn't be Kaijus. So I don't know what they were. One was definitely Harpies. But yeah, that side deck is kind of a mess because I moved some stuff around post that locals to play in my Invoked Eldritch deck. But yeah, this is my Drytron deck, and I had a lot of fun playing it. It was alright. I wasn't... it was definitely weird playing it again because I've only played it like twice before, and then Mio played it a couple times, and now it's supposed to be like this super big powerhouse again. But I guess let me know what you thought about this deck in the comments below. Let me know if you're playing this and what you're playing, if you're playing some spicy tech rituals in it, because I know there's a lot of rituals that do a lot of different things. And like I said, while you're down there in the comments section, feel free to check out the description of this video where you can find all our merch links if you feel like supporting the channel, as well as the Discord. You can pick yourself up some of our merch, including this awesome Invoked 101 sticker. And if you feel like getting the mat, DM us on Instagram. We can hook you up with it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.